Welcome to a 3-minute army primer on the Bestial Savage. We're furries and we don't care who knows about it, faction of Kings of War. Haven't you heard the word? The word's the Herd. Herd is a fast, lightly armoured faction that relies heavily on their near universal pathfinders across the board quickly and smash you in the unmentionables before you have time to react. They're fragile and rely a bit much on thunderous charge, but recent army list changes have put them in an extremely competitive position. So let's take a quick look at our army archetypes. The idea of an alpha strike list is strike at the enemy before they can get near you. There's definitely more than a fair share of extremely fast units like Lycans, Beasts of Nature, so on and so forth, which makes sure your herd list tends to hit first. And the grossest form of alpha strike is one that's got wings. There's a ton of wings in the herd with Harpies, Scorch Wings, Beasts of Nature, and returning favourite, the Avatar of the Father. It's a great time to be looking to the sky and screaming wildly as something unpleasant tears your eyes out. Glasshammer was really invented for the herd. Lightly armoured skirmisher type troops tend to collapse if you poke them the wrong way, so you need to take care of your hammer units because they won't be around for long if you treat them poorly. A bit like Mother Nature. Aww. And I'm really only adding in mixed arms because everyone's very excited about Scorch Wings being good now. I mentioned this to Matt and he made loud snorting noises and wandered off throwing his hands in the air talking about how some people always thought they were good. The Avatar of the Father brings a dragon level attack profile on a 50mm base with Pathfinder. It doesn't take long playing with this must-take nonsense before you realise just how annoying you can be shoving it right where your opponent doesn't want it. Oh, and it has Fury, just, because. Guardian Brutes represent the solid centre to a herd attack line with a Colossal for herd, defense 4, but more importantly they have 30 attacks, Brutal and Fury, so stick Brew of Sharpness on one and put it in your list immediately. I just realised I've selected the best units on the basis they make up for Herd's deficiencies, which is fine. The Hydra has a Colossal 16-18 nerf for only 150 points and you can stick a couple in your lines around which to pivot your fragile but more hitty units. Plus you get to use these cool models that have been sitting on the shelf for ages because Forces of Nature has better options. And honourable mention goes to old school coolest of the cool, Moon himself. He's pricey for a hero, but if you're making a werewolf list, he's mandatory. And frankly, he's not a slouch in any list as a hard to kill, nimble melee support / killing machine hero. So as I've said throughout, the herd suffers from fragility in a number of its key units, but has plenty of tools to help with that. I mean, I didn't even mention Minotaur chariots and the upgrade to the Stampede, all of which is defense 5. And really the only weakness I can see in the herd is that version 3 changed the list so dramatically that people are still getting to grips with the ins and outs of how the list functions, which means the real secret sauce is still in there waiting to be found. In summary, with the herd you've got a somewhat fragile, fast and punchy list that requires clever play to deliver its punch successfully. There's definitely loads of cool modelling potential, but to reflect on the learning curve I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 for newbie difficulty rating.